Hey, Magic Makers. We're going to talk about the star energy activity that Dina shared with us. There's a couple of things that I just want to point out that might give you a little more perspective or might give you a little more information that you might find useful. And it doesn't matter if you've already completed the activity. Timing on this wasn't super perfect, but nonetheless, it might give you a chance to reflect on the work that you've done, and maybe you'll want to tweak something, and maybe not, and that's okay. The very first thing I want to talk about is this idea that Dina had presented to us that we are going to be creating a want list. And what I want to say here and highlight with a bright pink highlighter is that wanting is not wishing. So you are not creating a wish list. A wish list to me, a wish itself, excuse me, is very lofty. It's something that is really far out there that you would love to have happen, but you're really not moving towards it and it's not moving towards you. But a want, on the other hand, is very different. A want is a thing that you are desiring that you can feel emotion attached to. You can feel perhaps convictions, ideas, gut reactions, maybe angelic information. There might be something in there that is like, I want this and I know I can have it. So do you see the difference there between the wish, which is really out here light years away, and then the want, which is actually kind of neat because if you think about it, a want, you can bring that want closer to you with like the laws of attraction, being energetically aligned, um, praying, meditation, any of those things can bring that want closer to you. And on the flip side, you can take action towards your want. So maybe you need to run Facebook ads. Maybe you need to confront somebody. There are actions that you can take in your body that will take you closer to that want. So I hope you see the difference because there is a huge one. So if you've already created your list, maybe you'll go back, maybe take a look at them. Is there something on there that's a wish that isn't a true want? And just feel for that. And again, it might be a real subtle difference, like you just feel it in your body and it just comes with practice. It feels right, it feels good, it feels achievable, or perhaps it just feels like, I don't really feel it the same way as I do with some of these other things. So that might be an indicator in and of itself that it's more of a wish and not a want. The second thing I want to talk about is we're going to jump over to the not want list. And here, I just want to repeat that it's okay to let your emotions out while you're creating this list. Don't judge yourself. And I know that's really hard and sometimes it's easier said than done. But if you can find a place of neutrality where you are simply the observer, writing down, like you're kind of the author, right? You're looking at a story and you are just writing what you're seeing. Maybe it's more of a reporter, perhaps. It might take some of that sting out if you have some sting with it. And, I just encourage you, just be gentle on yourself. If emotions come up and you feel anger or you feel sadness or embarrassment, as Dina talked about, those middle school days, I can think of a couple things, one specifically in college. And this event happened and I felt great. And then all of a sudden I felt so embarrassed that I had done this. And every time I thought about it, I wanted to hide under a rock. And this was actually for me one of those things where I noticed where I needed to practice letting go. And to me, I wasn't labeling it like that at the time, but over time, that's exactly what happened was that I kept telling myself from a very neutral place, okay, it happened, it's over, move on. So I just give that to you as an example. But anyhow, when you're creating this list, if these emotions come up, let them come out. And on the flip, if they don't come up, nothing comes up, you're just writing things you want to let go of, that's fine and great. That's just your experience. That's not good or bad. As I mentioned before in the earlier video, that sometimes we carry stuff around that isn't ours. And, by releasing it, letting it go, it might just be really easy for us. Maybe it's just acknowledgement of something that's there and it just kind of fleets, it's fleeting. So I just want to point out, if you've got some emotions, let them be, whether they're happy that you're letting them go or you're sad or you're busted and broken, embarrassed, whatever it is, it's okay. It's totally fine, normal. It might be a matter of this activity might release kind of level 1 for you, and that you might need to do this a couple times to get all the stuff out. And let that possibility be there too. You may not clear it all out and feel like, oh my God, it's all gone. I feel amazing. It might just be a piece. We might just be chipping at something. But either way, it's great. Miracles do happen. Dina and I work with our clients all the time and just move stuff and instantly it's just gone. So that can also happen. But just know whatever experience you have is just perfect for you in this moment. Something else I want to talk about is this idea, and this goes along with Dina. She's talking about the intention. And when you're done, just say, I let this go. I release it. And so you can just imagine yourself like pushing it out from your brain, maybe, if that's where, these ideas of embarrassment and pain hurt. Like, I release it. And maybe in your mind, you just get this picture of it just traveling. And that's okay. Like, that's perfect. Um, just when you're pushing it out, there's no wrong way to do it. It might go out your arm, it might come out your ear. Getting it out far enough away from your body, like if you think about it living in your heart and it's just kind of moving out, that could be one way to release it too. So allow your imagination to step in here and assist you with releasing. And the last thing I want to say is Dina was talking about coming back to the list. So creating your things, putting it aside, and coming back. So maybe hours or days, whatever it might be for you. When you come back, notice the difference. Notice how maybe something on your release list, the I do not want list, does it feel as angry? Does it feel as sad? Does it feel as depressing or scary or embarrassing? Whatever you have, is there a little bit of a difference? And even the tiniest amount should be acknowledged. And so I just really encourage you to feel for those differences. You may not feel them. It's okay. But if you do, like that's progress, right? Like you're moving, you're kind of maybe like one pebble ahead of where you were yesterday. And that's great. That is the fact that like stuff is truly moving. And it might be kind of planted deep within you, so it might take a little more effort. Or maybe it just kind of wisps away. Again, let's play with all possibilities. What if this was super easy? What if this wasn't so hard? What if it was hard? All of those things can be your experience. There's no right or wrong way. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to add. This is a really great activity. And what I love about it is that you will begin to feel that difference of the things that make you feel great because they're in your I want list, and those things that aren't so favorable in your view and that I do not want. Play with the difference, feel that difference, because you will eventually, like, the big differences are really noticeable, but then there's this level where it's really tiny. And with practice, you get there and you may feel those sensations in your body, in your heart. You might feel more peaceful. And I really don't like that word peaceful, by the way. I like to call it like comfort, like you just feel good. But you will be looking for that in the future. So this is really great practice at figuring out the difference between this and this. This feels really good. This doesn't feel so good. This feels less good, but still good, kind of practicing those things. So it's a really great activity. And again, any questions you have, I saw some questions already being posted and some feedback, which we love. Keep them coming. Let's see what you have.